What's going on, guys? I'm back to do another video. This time with the 2016 draft. So we're going back another year. In this series, there's going to be hopefully 6 more videos. Hopefully I can go back and remember what our needs were, what we needed and stuff like that. We again were 6-10, like always. I remember this year we were kind of competing for a playoff spot in the beginning. We just started losing every other game. At one point, we were. Oh, never mind. We were never fighting. That must have, yeah, probably the year before. This was Ryan Tannehill's year. This is the year that we played the Redskins, and it was in FedEx Field. I tried to get my parents to take me. Wouldn't let me. This is the year that I had that big old Jarvis Landry jersey. I would wear it every week. It's like I wore it 6 times that year because we only won 6 games. And people are like, when you go stop wearing that jersey? I'm like, well, I mean, the point is not to stop wearing the jersey because, you know, we should be winning more games. But yeah, this year we had a lot of talent on offense. We just couldn't really get anything done. Jarvis Landry, Lamar Miller, Jay Ajayi, Devontae Parker, to this point, bust. Deion Sims was like honestly pretty fun to watch. And then for defense, Rashard Jones had that huge year. So much fun watching him. Sad that he had to be on such a crappy team. Kyle Misi, this is the last year of the Misi days. You're gonna be hearing that game. You're gonna be hearing that name a lot more. Calvin Shepard. Oh my goodness, dude. Like, I don't remember what the other guy's name is. It's gonna come up in the next couple of videos. Like, they were like the Dreadlock brothers. We had 2 middle linebackers and 2 outside linebackers. And then on one side there was just 2 guys with these long Donnell Erlenby. I'm butchering his name and I know that, but this was a really fun team to watch. Cameron Wake got injured throughout the season. I think that was probably like that kind of like blew out anything that like would have motivated us. But yeah, just like looking to this team, it's like there's a lot of players that were, like pretty talented, and at one point maybe like Pro Bowl level, like getting there. Rashard Jones, of course, was a Pro Bowler. Michael Thomas had a huge season that year. He was never going to be a Pro Bowler, but Kyle Misi, I mean, like he was always like the underrated guy. And then Jelani Jenkins, no one really knew about him, but he was always getting tackles and stuff like that. He would always have like one year where he had like 15 tackles one game, and this was crazy. Oliver Vernon, I mean, honestly, just kind of fell apart when he left Miami. I'm not saying he was the greatest player when he was in Miami, but Ndamukong Suh, obviously Pro Bowler. Brett Grimes, Pro Bowler. Bryce McCain at one point was a Pro Bowler. And then like who else? There's like other guys that Cameron Wake, obviously. And yeah, I mean, really the only problem that we had that year was at quarterback because Ryan Tannehill just couldn't put it together. Just didn't. I mean, he played as good as Daniel Jones does, and like that was his rookie year. Like Ryan Tannehill was 20 in this season, 2015, and couldn't get anything right. But yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling about the team. I'm gonna get straight into the draft. 13th pick. We've had that pick like probably a record amount of times, but getting right into it, Laramie Tunsil, dude was literally supposed to be the number 1 pick in the draft. We got him at 13 because he wanted to smoke weed and send the picture to his stepdad. So thank you for doing that. We got you at 13. It was awesome. The guys that we picked, the people that we picked, there was a couple busts in this draft. I'm not gonna lie, and super glad that we picked them up. Sheldon Rankins, don't know where he is anymore. Vernon Hargraves got traded because he's been so afraid to tackle. Eli Apple was a mistake. And then DeForest Buckner is kind of considered a bust at this point. And then other than that, Laramie Tunsil, I think, was one of the most underrated picks of this draft because he was a tackle. And there was 2 tackles selected above him. I'm just sitting here like, dude, honestly. If I'm being nitpicky, really liked Carl Joseph. He was Cam Chancellor in like college. He's the hardest hitting, one of the hardest hitting players in the league. You don't hear much about him. He doesn't get much hype, but he could hit hard. He's a great player. Um, Again, can't really nitpick. Great pick to start off. Miami's second round pick, Xavier Howard. Now I know, I know that he's a great pick to this point, but this year, I think this is the year that we traded. I want to say Lamar Miller to Houston in the offseason. And I was super hype about this dude that was coming out. He won the Heisman. His name was Derrick Henry, and I remember, remember he was still on the board, and I knew that he was gonna last long because obviously he won the Heisman. We picked this dude named Xavier Howard out of Baylor, who was projected to be a third round pick. Um, and I'm sitting there like, really? Xavier Howard? Like, we didn't even need cornerback help at that point, but obviously he worked out. But at that point in time, I was really, really upset with the Dolphins organization for not taking Derrick Henry. Still a little ticked because honestly, with the way our offense runs, like with the guys that we get, honestly, Derrick Henry would have been a great fit. Would have been a huge impact player. Another guy that I would have picked over Xavier Howard in this draft is Deion Jones. People are talking about how he's a bust and stuff like that. Like, dude, he just gets injured. Leave him alone. When he's playing and he plays a full season, they're like a Super Bowl contending team. He's been struggling with injuries since the stinking Super Bowl. And another guy that I really liked was Von Bell. I wasn't really too hyped in with him. Probably would have taken Xavier Howard over Von Bell, but that's just how it goes. And then, let's see. Third round pick. Honestly, this is just a great draft for us. Kenyon Drake, again, Derrick Henry. Didn't want another Alabama running back other than Derrick Henry, but obviously, he kind of worked out. He's working out more for the Cardinals now than he ever did for the Dolphins because we kept on using him in the wrong way. But I mean, that's neither here nor there. A guy that I wanted, Braxton Miller. I thought he would have been a great, like, almost like a Taysom Hill package. But, like, the NFL hadn't really come up with that yet. I thought that Braxton Miller could take the stress off of Ryan Tannehill when he wasn't playing well. Because literally Ryan Tannehill had been known up to this point as a guy that can get his team to 8-8. And honestly, he couldn't get us past 8-8 until that one season where I guess broke out. Got injured, and we traded him for a 6th round pick just to take his team to beat the freaking Patriots. Like, if we had known that to get Ryan Tannehill to beat the Patriots, we had to trade him for a 6th round pick, we would have traded him when he was drafted. Our next pick in the 3rd round, I don't even know if I want to talk about this one. Leonte Carroo. That's really all I'm going to say about that. He was there for a couple of years. Haven't seen him since. A guy that I really liked for up until this point was, I think, Javon Hargrave. But after this, not a lot of guys that I was really looking into. B.J. Goodson was a guy that I thought was really talented. Thought we should have probably taken a shot at him. Farrell Cooper. We needed a little bit of help. Oh, Deion Bush. Oh my gosh, out of Miami. He was really good in Miami. And then we're going to skip all the way down to the 6th round because we traded our other draft picks away for whatever garbage that we got. And Jakeem Grant. He's still on the team, surprisingly. And didn't mind it at all. Jakeem Grant, for us, is like almost how like Tariq Cohen except we use him strictly for receiving. Dude can jump. He's a really high vertical. I don't know how high it actually is, but he can really jump. And then we got Jordan Lucas at Penn State. This was a pick that I was super excited about. I thought he should have been picked a lot earlier. Really just talented. Like this is the guy that I was like really interested in, and then he did literally nothing for years. And then seventh round we got Brian Doughty and Thomas Stewart. We still have Thomas Stewart. Don't know why he's here. Don't know why he keeps showing up. Honestly, a guy that I was okay with getting, Jonathan Woodard, who we got and then traded. I know Jalen Mills out of LSU never should have dropped to the seventh round. I don't remember who I was watching that year out of LSU, but who was I watching out of LSU? Might have been Jamal Adams for the defensive backs, and I was watching Jalen Mills like out of the corner of my eye, and I'm like, really good. Like, are these teams missing something? But yeah, overall, this was a really good draft. This was on the verge of our playoff season, so we really needed it to succeed. Again, the star players that came out of this one were Laramie Tunsil, obviously, Xavier Howard, who we have surprisingly not traded. If I'm being completely honest with you guys, Kenyon Drake, we did trade for like a fifth round pick, and Leonte Carew, don't even know what happened to him. Jakeem Grant, still on the team. Glad he's on the team. And yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for this one. To grade this one, long term, I would say a C, but for us, moving on from 6 and 10, this was definitely a good year for us draft wise. I'm gonna give us a B plus on this one. Still think there was a lot of ways we could have grown. Still thought that a pass rusher was needed because Cameron Wake was really the only guy that we really had. But if you are still around, please consider liking and subscribing. And that's going to be it for me. Next time you guys are going to see me, it's going to be the 2014-2015 NFL draft. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.